Hi, I'm Fred Scala, and today I'm bringing you a masterclass sponsored by Shires Equestrian. Here we have the new Shires Air Motion saddle pad. Again, it's made with the 3D mesh, which increases airflow and reduces sweat. It's shock absorbing and made of quite a good material, so hopefully it won't move around. So we'll put it through its paces and see what it's made of. So here we are with the new Shires Air Motion brushing boots. They're constructed with a 3D mesh which will keep the horse's legs cool with much better airflow, and they're really nicely shaped to hug the leg, and we're going to use them here today and see how we get on with them. I'm going to give you a masterclass in warming up for a basic dressage test. The things that I do when I'm at a competition to try and improve my chances of delivering a half decent dressage test. A lot can be done from the get-go. You want to try and allow the horse as much freedom in front as you possibly can give. Obviously, if it's trying to buck us off, we don't want a long loopy rein. But if the horse is willing to take the bridle down away from us and stretch, give them as much space as they want. Remember, we want to try and open doors for them in their warm-up so that they relax. We don't want to try and shut things down and get too tight and worried about how they look at the beginning of their warm-up. And it's quite often the way that we end up with a tense test, is to think we're doing great work outside, we go in the ring and then the horse freezes up and gets tight or gets irritable. We want to warm up as loose as we can. And remember, it's a warm-up. We're not trying to deliver our best marks outside the ring. We're trying to gear them up step by step until we're going up that center line to get the best work. So I want my horse walking along in a nice forward rhythm. First and foremost, I must focus on my rhythm the entire progression of my warm-up. I've got to be able to set the tone, set the rhythm, and keep it. And make sure that the horse is not behind my leg or rushing. Go. Good go. It's important to remember that during this walking around, I'm making little assessments of how the horse is feeling. I'm asking the horse to gently go around my inside leg and gently turn with my outside rein. And that's going to give me a good idea really of how the horse is feeling in their body before I even start my work. Is that even both ways? Do I have the same response from my left leg as I do with my right leg? Is my horse reining off the outside rein as well on my right hand as my left hand? And that's all stuff that we really want to have in the back of our mind while we're just doing this simple exercise of walking around. Good job. very normal for the horses to be distracted and to feel excited or fizzy or spook or jump around. It's very normal. So it's very important for me as a rider to focus on the job in hand, which is to get the horse in its rhythm and to help it relax. So I'll always find myself a circle to warm up on for a dressage test, with a bit of space, or maybe next to a wall or next to a string or something like that, that I can keep a sense of place in my warm-up. I don't want to meander around the whole arena, shopping and changing what I'm doing, not until the horse is really settled and started to listen to the aids. So I'll be on a 20-meter circle for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just trotting around, starting transitions, focusing on the horse, relaxing, listening to my body, listening to my aids, until she starts to care less and less about what's going on the rest of the arena. Come on. You can see there she's spooking along that wall, that's fine. Back to focusing, nice rhythm, keep her relaxed, and keep that trot going forwards. So this way she's not quite as good off my inside leg, so I'm going to begin working at improving that. So I've spiraled into you. I've got a nice contact down the outside rein. I'm focusing on keeping the outside of the horse almost straight. And now I'm going to start to push the horse away from my inside leg, step by step, encouraging a little bit of sideways. So really focusing on staying rhythm, or keeping my rhythm forwards. A little bit sideways, but mainly forwards. Helping her just step off my leg and into my outside hand. Now she gets distracted. Come on. Step over. Good girl. Now I know she's stepping off my inside leg. I start bringing my body into a downwards transition. Good girl. Always looking to give away my inside hand. Let's change the rein. I'm prepared for her to spook at the top left corner here. Keep my rhythm strong. Trot on. 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 Okay. And back to my circle. And again, so this way, I notice that the horse isn't as good into my outside rein. She's giving me a false inside bend. So I'm going to contradict that a little bit and ask the horse to stay straighter. And again, I'm going to come in, spiral in with that outside bend. Now I'm going to just start to ask her to step sideways into a little bit of outside bend. Keep forwards. Come on, trot down. Good girl. Until she starts to give me a truer inside bend. And again, I repeat, spiral gently in. Just finds it difficult, so she's getting sticky behind my leg. And the rhythm's trying to break and slow down. And again, we're going to move sideways. Good. Until she starts to give a bend to the inside that I can maintain without an inside hand. Yeah, good girl. Well done. Good girl. I want it consistent. I don't want the horse to get distracted. So I do it again. Spiral in, outside aids, now inside leg, inside hand just half halting with a little bit of flexion, release, step sideways, not forgetting my outside leg to push forwards for a few strides now. Good girl, trot, 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 come on. Good girl. And now a nice downwards transition in that shape. And forwards again. Oh, she's still spooky. And forwards again. Good girl. And downwards transition again. Good girl. We'll change the rein. Use the new outside rein to turn. The new inside leg for bend. Good girl. At this point I can start sitting. Can do a mix. Stand for a while, sit and rise. Chop and change it a little bit, get the horse used to me on her back. And she's a little bit tense about that end of the arena still. She's finding it very spooky. I stay focused on what I'm trying to achieve, which is a supple horse both ways at the moment. Again, I'm going to spiral in with my outside aids. And now I'm going to start to push her sideways and forwards as I go back out. Which is good. And now forwards into the trot, more trot. Come on. Come on. Trot on. Trot on. Trot on. Come. Good job. And a nice downward transition. Trot on. One more downwards transition. Good. And this time I'm going to start a downwards transition, but then I'm going to pop into the canter. Good. My first canter, I can come off her back. I want to open the stride, encourage her back up, encourage her head and neck down in front of me. Good girl. I'm going to sit back down. And again, now I start a little half halt, inside leg to outside rein, half halt, release, half halt, release. Now I'm going to do a little bit of leg yielding on the circle again. I want to make sure that I've got my outside rein almost straight, and step over and release, and forwards, and when I bring her back I want to step over again into my outside rein and release. Good, over, into my outside rein, release. Good girl. Nice downwards if I can do one, soft, good. Trot on. And again, start transition to walk. Instead of walk, I go to canter. So I'm really encouraging her to listen to my half halts. And if I can have those half halts on my body, even better. My hands don't have to move. Okay. Again, leg yield over into my outside rein. She's giving me quite a lot of false bend today. So I'm going to look for a little bit of counter flexion. And now I'm going to leg yield into that. Good girl, good girl, good girl. Good. And now forwards again with lengthen her neck. And bring her back. And sit. Good girl. Good girl. And another downwards into the trot. Good, let her stretch. Good girl. In your downwards transitions, really don't try and help the horse balance there. Leave their head alone when they do the downwards transition. Let them find their own balance. The more you leave them alone, the better they're going to use the hind leg for their own balance. The less work you're going to have to do. Good girl. One more downwards here. On my aids. Good girl. Let me shorten my reins a little. Bring her back up. Thank you, Sassy. And trot on again. I want to just improve that transition where she's come hollow and distracted. I'm going to use a little leg yielding here just to say, hey, please accept through your body. Soften over your top line. Good girl. Soften into the transition. I don't want her hollowing, getting distracted. I need to tell her something, but I don't want to shut the door and tighten my rein. I need her to focus on me. Good girl. No. No, very distracted. Lots going on. Leg yield and transition into the leg yield. Listen, 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 listen. Good girl. Well done. I'm going to do that again. Nice walk. Giving me quite a lot of false outside bend in the walk there. So again, I'm just quickly counter flexion. And now back to my inside leg. Step over, into the trot, stepping over. Good girl. And release. Good girl. Well done. Back to sitting. And rising. And let's go forwards and backwards a little bit. Get her back on the aid, get her in front of my leg. She's quite a distracted, sharp little horse to ride. So it's very easy for me to sit here and suddenly be in a position where she's not focusing on me and busy focusing on everything else. So just a couple of quickly, come on, go. Forwards and then backwards again. Just helps put her back in the box, in the room. Another downwards transition to walk. Good, and trot on again. Focus on me, thank you. Good, almost transition to walk. And instead, the canter. Again, off her back here. Let her stretch. You can see she's not really responding to my outside rein here. She's drifting outwards. So I'm just bringing her in with my outside aid again here. Until that's consistent. I need my contact to be listened to in my outside hand. Now she's listening and she's staying on the track that I want to ride without being distracted and falling in or falling out. Now I go back to using my inside aids. I'm going, okay, move over and forwards and back. Good, and move over. Concentrate. Good girl. And forwards. Come on. Good girl. And back. Getting tight on me again. I want to find some space to get her neck out. I'm going to go down here and back. Good. Round my inside leg and forwards again and back. And don't look at the gate. Going to improve that again. A little of inside bend now and forwards and back. She's busy looking at that gate every time we come past it. Downwards transition and drop her. Tell her to catch me instead of me catch her. Reaching my hands out, going, go on in front of me. And now forwards again. And back. Counter flex where she's distracted. And back into the true bend. A little bit of sideways. And forwards. Good. Still distracted. And forwards. And backwards. Good girl. So you can see she's still in a state of being fresh, quite excited, spooking at things, but I'm still focusing on the job in hand. She can spook all she likes, that's not what I'm focusing on. I want to have this horse settled around my inside leg and into my outside rein without the horse then falling in, falling out, overbending, compensating. I have to keep the horse nice and straight within the suppleness of inside leg to outside rein. So I pick the reins back up again, start a couple of little bends. Trot on, trot on, trot on, trot on, trot on. Good girl. A little bit of serpentining, moving around the new inside legs. Good. Good girl. New inside leg, new outside rein. There you go. Good. Hey, cool. You see, she's quite sharp. She's able to spin round on a sixpence. Half halts. Oh. 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 Good, we'll repeat. Now left leg, right rein. A little bit of right leg for forward. Well, that's two horses worked very hard today in the sunshine, and you know, as you can see, although they're very fluffy, the horses haven't really sweated up that much. So yeah, top marks to the airflow pads.
Oh yeah, nice and cool, nice and dry, no sores, no rubs, everything you want from a brushing boot.
So my top tip for when things are not always going to plan is if you're at home, remind yourself that what you do today you want to try and improve tomorrow, and that will help you just lay down a couple of good points to try and finish on. And if you're at a show, remember you're trying to train the horse to be better next time out. So if you have had a mistake, take your time to try again and try and educate the horse, and remind yourself to not let it happen again if it was your fault.